Okay everyone, this is the Prunus J-160 Radio. I'm going to be introducing you all to this in this video. Yes, it's the Prunus J-160 Radio. It's really nifty. You can see it's molded here to look like an antique radio. Here's the tuning knob here. You can tune your channel with that knob there. This knob here is the on and off knob, and you can set the volume with that as well. With this knob you can select your bands. Okay, you can select from the music band, which I'll be going through with you in a few moments. That's simple enough. You can just listen to files, audio files, which are on your TFCard, which is, well, nowadays a microSD card or a USB drive. Okay, and you have the bands of FM, AM, and shortwave. I'm going to be letting you listen to a couple examples of local radio channels in a moment. We're not going to bother with shortwave. I know you all don't have all day. You have to be really particular with shortwave. You have to tune that really well, and you may not be able to get the same channel all the time. So we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to worry about AM and FM. Okay? And we have right here, we have a mute button here for when we're going through the audio files on our external sources. We have the rewind button and the fast forward button on the front panel here. Okay? And of course this is the speaker. As I said earlier, that's the tuning knob right here, the one that looks sort of like a compass. It's the tuning knob right there on the front panel. On the side here we can see that this is the USB port for plugging in the USB drive, and the TFCard slot is right under that. That's where you plug in your I shouldn't say plug in. That's where you insert your microSD card, just as up here you insert your USB drive. Right here we have the auxiliary port there, and underneath that we have the port where we plug in the charge cable. Okay, if you bought a new unit, you should have definitely received this charge cable here. Okay, I'll be going through charging this radio in a few moments, a little later in the video. Okay, that's the side panel. Of course we have the antenna here. You can pull out the antenna for better tuning into the channels. Okay. Perfect. Now, one of the, I guess, almost negative things about this radio is it doesn't have a battery. You can't insert a battery to it like a regular 9-volt or anything like that. It comes with a built-in battery, so you have to charge it with the charge cable that I was just showing you. Okay. Now, just a couple of moments, we're going to listen to some samples from local radio channels. Okay, we're going to listen to a sample from an AM channel, VOWR AM, which is 800 on the radio dial here in Newfoundland. Here in St. John's, Newfoundland anyway, and you can find them at VOWR.ca. You can stream them live through that website, and we're going to listen to an FM channel. We're going to listen to the KRock, which is 97.5 here in St. John's, and their website is KRockRocks.com. Okay, and we're going to be listening to 2 audio samples, okay, from them in just a moment.
Wrapping the KRock Free Ride, and this is Chris Batstone looking for 3 weekend songs on the 5 o'clock sellout today, because we're heading into a massively huge weekend, the one known as the Churchill Park Music Festival weekend, kicking it off tomorrow night.
Okay, I just turned off the radio there. You can see that's the on-off switch, on-off knob there, and the volume switch. Okay, and that was KRock. Perfect. Now we're going to listen to a sample from VOWR. VOWR 800 on the AM dial. Okay.
And that, folks, brings me to the end of my show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Coming up next at 4 o'clock, we're going to have Mr. Fred Greening bringing you some country light and EV listening music. Tune in again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for Music Unlimited with Mr. Ken Dominy. I will be taking over for him at 11 a.m. So until then, until the next time, folks, take care, love each other, and stay safe.
Okay, now I'm going to show you all how to use the USB drive and the microSD card, formerly known as a TFCard, but that's basically the microSD cards these days. I'm going to show you how to use them with the Prunus J-160 Radio. Now remember something important, always, like I always say with these videos, back up your files. Back up your audio files, back up your movie files, have second copies. Always really try to do that. Keep practicing that, it's a good idea to do that. Now these drives, the USB drive or the microSD card, is probably best set to FAT or FAT32. The radio most likely will not read NTFS. Okay, set them to FAT or FAT32 and back up your files. Okay, first, now I'm going to turn on the Prunus J-160. I'm turning it on with this knob here. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to set the band to music. See the band knob here? I'm going to set it down the music, all the way down the music.
Bluetooth mode.
Perfect. Now it's been set. I also want to show you this is the mute or pause button. And here is the backward button. You can go back to the last track, and this is the forward button. Go to the forward track, okay? Pardon me, go forward to the next track. They don't appear to rewind or fast forward very well, but you use them to go through the tracks, okay? Perfect. Now, I'm simply going to put in the flash drive, the USB drive. Remember, the band has to be set to music. And as I said, these drives, or the cards, if you're using a USB drive or a microSD card, formerly known as TFCard, you have to set this to either a FAT or FAT32. The radio doesn't function very well with NTFS, okay? So now I'm going to insert the USB drive into the USB port on the side here. Okay, let's give a few tracks a listen, okay? Okay, there it is.
Play by USB drive.
Belted kingfishers eat primarily fish, but also eat amphibians, crustaceans, mollusks, insects, reptiles, young birds, small mammals, and berries. The Hawaiian goose eats leaves, seeds, fruit, shrubs, and flowers that grow on grasses. The brant eats vegetation, insects, mollusks, and worms. Canada jays eat insects, berries, seeds, fungi, small mammals, bird chicks, amphibians, and carrion. The diet of a Canada goose is mainly aquatic plants, grass, grains, and some small aquatic animals. I'll stop it there. I'll hit the pause button there. Okay. Now I'm simply going to remove the USB drive here.
AUX mode.
Perfect. Oh yes, and remember that's the tuning knob there, so when you're in AM, FM, or shortwave band, you can tune with that knob there, okay? The knob that looks sort of like a compass. I don't know if you've ever seen a compass before, but it kind of looks like one. Okay. Now I'm going to insert the microSD card, okay? Which was formerly known as TF. So I'm going to put it in now. Okay. Perfect.
Play by TFCard.
The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The Irish hare is widely recognized as the unofficial national animal of Ireland. Why did the scarecrow become a motivational speaker? Because he was outstanding in his field. St. John's is the capital and largest city of the Canadian province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Newfoundland and Labrador is the easternmost province of Canada. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Okay, I'm just going to stop it there. Hit the pause button there, the mute button. Yes, the tracks will keep looping. They play and play and play until you stop them, okay? By hitting that button there. Hit that button there, and then you can pull out either the USB drive or the microSD card, which is what I'm going to pull out now.
AUX mode.
Remember, they have to be set to FAT or FAT32. The radio doesn't read NTFS very well. So it's FAT or FAT32 for those. Also, remember, as I always say, you should make second copies of your audio or video files, all your files basically, whether the text or whatever. Make sure you always have backup copies, okay? Okay, perfect. Now I'm simply going to turn off the radio now. And in just a few moments, I'm going to show you all how to charge the Prunus J-160 radio. Okay, now I've put the Prunus J-160 radio on top of my PC. Of course, my PC is on. So now I'm going to charge it through the charging cable. I've turned off the radio. And now I'm going to plug the appropriate end of the charging cable into the radio itself. Okay, right here. Into the DC option there. I'm going to plug that in there. Okay, and now I'm going to plug the USB side, the USB end, straight into the USB port on my computer. Okay, perfect. And now you can see, I hope you can see that, yeah, there it is there. The indicator light there. That'll go out when the computer, well, pardon me, when the Prunus J-160 radio is completely charged, which takes about 3 to 5 hours. The light will go out then. And that's how you'll know the radio is charged. Okay, now I'm going to show you all how to charge the radio with a USB cube. Okay, I'm going to plug the appropriate, you can see the USB cable that came with it, the charging cable. That came with the Prunus J-160, I should say. This is the cable that came with the radio. I'm going to plug it in now to the appropriate DC in there. The appropriate end there, the smaller end goes in there, plugs in perfectly, perfect. Now I'm going to take the USB end here and plug it into the cube. Okay, perfect. Now remember the radio's off here. I'm going to plug this into the cube. There we go. That's the USB cables in the cube there. You can buy these power cubes separately. You can buy them, a lot of online merchants, top online merchants have them, and you can get them, even get them at a lot of the discount stores, the dollar stores and stuff like that. So now I'm just going to plug it into the wall outlet. There you go. Perfect. Now we can see it's charging. When that light goes out, it'll be fully charged. It takes about 3 to 5 hours for the fully charge, okay? Perfect. Make sure the radio's off before you charge it. And there you go. And the light will shut off when it's fully charged. The little indicator light there on the side of the radio. Perfect. Okay, just a few final words now on the Prunus J-160 radio. I have some safety tips. Do not take it swimming with you. Do not take it in the shower with you. Do not take it in the bathtub with you. Obviously, it's not water resistant. If you're using it in the kitchen, try to keep it on a dry counter, okay? Try to keep it away from sources of humidity, like pots and pans, okay? And don't expose it to direct sunlight, okay? Alright. There's also 3 color options you can get for the Prunus J-160. Gold, rose, and red, which is what this one is. This is the red option. Okay, my final rating for this radio is 2 out of 5 stars. It's a really nifty radio. It's awesome, but I must tell you, I tried the aux port there on the side off camera, the aux port there, and it doesn't appear to do anything. Honestly, it didn't really seem to do anything. It doesn't seem to work. So, and also, the internal battery is cool, but I would have liked to have an option of inserting a battery, say a 9 volt. But you have to charge the internal battery, which takes 3 to 5 hours to charge. Okay. I also want to let y'all know, you can please rate this video, comment on this video, subscribe to our channel, and also you could possibly check out our website, which is branthammedia.com. That's branthammedia.com, okay? Check out our site. Thank you all for watching. Thank you very much for your time.